Hey guys, and welcome to the school station. Today's video is going to be about zero, negative, and fractional indices. This is from the Edexcel GCSE Maths 91 paper from the unit number. Today's video we're going to be talking about zero, negative, and fractional indices. Indices are a very easy topic of maths. However, when it gets to GCSEs, it can be very complex when you're using zero, negative, and fractional indices. Therefore, today we're going to be looking at a variety of questions. We're going to be looking at 8 different examples, and we're also going to be looking at some rules involving these type of indices. So let's just get right into the video. So first of all, we're going to start off with obviously some rules. So the rules you have to know is number 1, x to the power of minus a is equals to 1 over x to the power of a. So basically what this is trying to tell us is that if you have any number and it has a power which is a negative number, so it has a negative indice, then it basically is equals to 1 over that number to the power of the positive version. So for example, if I have over here 5 and I have 5 to the power of minus 4, this is exactly the same as 1 is equals to 1 over 5 to the power of 4, because when you put 1 over, it basically just takes out that negative sign and you'll have 5 to the power of 4, so it's going to be 1 over 5 to the power of 4. So whatever number you have over here, and if you basically convert it to this form, it will become 1 over 5 to the power of 4, and you can just continue from there. The second rule that you can know is that obviously we are going to be looking at some more rules throughout the examples, but another one you can have is that a over b in brackets to the power of minus 1 turns into b to the power of a. So if you have a question like, let's say, a half, and it's in brackets and it's to the power of minus 1, it basically can be 2 over 1 in brackets. And that is how simple it is. You just have to remember these rules. And the third rule is x to the power of 0 is equals to 1. Any number to the power of 0 is going to be 1. So if you have any number there is, it will always, to the power of 0 is always going to be 1. So now that we've clarified the rules that we have to know, now let's go on to example 1. So over here is asking us to find the value of 3 to the power of minus 2 times 4 to the power of minus 1. I want you guys to pause this video and try this question out. Remember to use the rules that we have learned just now and try to implement that into your work. Alright guys, I hope you guys have actually tried this out, but here is the answer. So first of all, what we did was we actually converted 3 to the power of minus 2 to 1 over 3 squared. Again, because you basically, when you turn it into this form, you kind of just knock that negative sign off and you make it into 1 with 1 over, and then it becomes 3 squared because you just knock that off and it becomes 1 over 3 squared. And if we do 1 over 3 squared, it basically is 1 over 9. And then if we go to 4 to the power of minus 1, you can just do 1 over 4 to the power of 1, which is 1 over 4. And then we just basically simply just do 1/9 times, I'm sorry, this is wrong, 1/9 times 1 to the power of 4 is equals to 1 over 36. So that's basically what's going to be your answer, 1 over 36, and it was that simple, obviously. So now we're going to go on to the second example, and this is actually telling us to work out 1 over square root of 25. This may look very complex, but if you actually think about your basic knowledge of square roots and square numbers, you'll be able to actually find out this or work this out. Pause this video and have a go. When you're ready, press play. Alright guys, I hope you guys have tried it out. So here's the answer. All you literally have to do is find the square root of 25, which is 5, and the answer is 1/5. It was that simple. We just have to use our basic knowledge of square roots. The third example is to work out the value of n. 40 is equals to 5 times 2 to the power of n. Well, I want you guys to pause this video and try this again. So you just have to find the power, which is n. The power, you just have to find the power, which is going to do 5 times 2 to the power of something is going to turn to 40. So pause this video and have a go. Alright guys, I hope you guys have tried this out, and here is the answer. basically what I did was I just used my equations knowledge, so whatever I know about equations. So over here we are trying to find something. So whenever you're trying to find something in an equation, you obviously have to use your knowledge of equations. So what would I do over here? I would try to isolate the n. So the way I isolate the n is obviously by taking out the 5 first. So I did 40 divided by 5 is equals to 2 to the power of n. And if we do 40 divided by 5, because obviously we're doing the inverse when we move it to the other side of the equation. So 40 divided by 5 is going to turn into 8, and 8 is equals to 2 to the power of n is going to, we actually have to basically try to, this is actually part of this is the base number over here. So we're going to have to try to find something that is actually going to be 2 to the power of something is equals to 8. So what I did was I actually did the cube root of 8, which is 2. So n is equals to 3. Because basically, as I said, this little 3 is actually n, so n is equals to 3. So 2 to the power of 3 is 8, and that is the value of n. This is how simple it is. We just use our basic knowledge of equations and try to solve this question knowing that 2 to the power of 3 is 8. So also, if you want to check your answers, you can also do 2 to the power of 3, which is 8, and 8 times 5 is 40, and this is basically correct. Now we're going to go on to the fourth example, and over here this looks quite actually very weird and very complex. It is telling us to work out 0.7 in brackets to the power of 1. Pause this video and have a go. When you're ready, press play. Alright guys, hope you guys have tried this out, and here is the answer. We have 0.7 to the power of 1, and this actually, we have to basically turn this into 1 divided by 0.7. And the reason why is because when you have a decimal to the power of like a whole number, you have to also turn this into a fraction. So 1 over 0.7, you have to know that 0.7 cannot be left as a decimal. It has to be converted into a whole number. So whenever you see 1 divided by 0.7, you actually are not allowed to do that. This is not allowed in maths. So you have to actually convert this into a whole number. And the way I would do this is I would multiply both sides of the fraction by 10. So I multiplied 10 to the numerator, which becomes 10, and I multiplied 10 to the denominator because obviously that's the only easiest way of getting to a whole number. So 0.7 times 10 is 7. So your answer is going to be 10 over 7. You can also make this into a mixed fraction, but yeah, I just left it as an improper fraction. So after this example 4, we can now go to example 5. Over here is telling us to work out 36 to the power of a half. And also, this is just part A, and the part B is to work out 1/9 in brackets to the power of a half. Again, I want you guys to pause this video and have a go. This may seem very complex, but again, if you use your basic knowledge, I'm sure you'll be able to do it. Alright guys, so here are the answers. So basically what you have to do is you have to work out 36.5. So what we basically do is 36.5, anything to the power of a half, is basically telling you to square it. So if there was 36 to the power of a third, they're telling you to find the cube root of 36. If there was like, let's say over here a half, they're basically telling you to square root of 36. So 36.5 is simply 6, because you just kind of cancelled that 1 and this division sign over here, and you just have to try to find the square root of 36, which is 6, and that is the answer. In the second part, we're actually asked to work out 1/9 to the power of a half, and again, this may seem very, very simple, but you just have to use kind of the same principle. So they're telling you to kind of find the square root of 1/9, and if you do square root of 1, it is going to be 1, and if you find the square root of 9, it's going to be 3, so it's going to be 1 over third. It still has to be a fraction, but I just missed out the step of doing square root of 1, because we obviously know that square root of 1 is 1, so, and square root of 9 is 3, so the answer is going to be 1/3 overall. Now we're going to be going on to example 6. So over here we're trying to work out 16 to the power of -3 over 4. This may seem very, very complex, and it's fine if you don't want to pause this video and have a go, but again, if you do want to try it out, you can pause this video and have a go. Alright guys, hope you guys have tried it out, but if not, it's absolutely fine. So what I did was I basically used that same method of actually using the denominator of the fraction to square root or cube root, or like that. So I actually did to a root of 4. So I tried to find the root of 4 for 16, and then when I did that I actually got 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. And then after that I basically got and then what you have to do is that with the numerator you have to do make it into a power. So after you find your answer of doing root of 4 from 16, you basically have to do the power from the numerator. So it has to be 2 to the power of minus 3. So this can be, this principle is in any number that has a different numerator and a denominator. So 2 to the power of minus 3 becomes 1 over 2 to the power of 3, and this becomes 1 to the power of 8. 1 over 2/3 and 1 over 8, because 2/3, 2 to the power of 3 is 8, okay? So 1 over 2 to the power of 3 becomes 1 over 8. So that's going to be your answer. It's super simple because you just have to find the root of 4 from 16, and then you get the answer. You do the power to the minus 3, and then you change it into a fraction form, and you should get your answer in the end. Now we're going to be going on to example 7. So over here it's telling us to work out, I would say, so over here it's asking you to find the 4th root of 8 in brackets to the power of 7, okay? So I want you guys to pause this video and have a go. So we're going to try to use the same principle that we've been learning ever all this time, and if you can do this, you should definitely give it a nice tick and maybe even reward yourself. So pause this video and have a go. Alright guys, hope you guys have tried it out. So here is the answer. So basically what you have to do is you actually just have to find the number that's going to be 8 to the power of n. So what you have to really do is you basically have to turn the root number over here, which is 4, this little number, and that will become the denominator, and then the power is going to become the numerator. So 8 to the power of 7 over 4. So in this question I actually didn't put this part is equals to 8 to the power of n, but what you really have to know is that to convert this expression into 8 to the power of n, you just have to turn the power into the numerator and the little number over here, which is next to the root symbol, as the denominator. So the 4th root of 8 in brackets to the power of 7 is going in the form of 8 to the power of n is going to be 8 to the power of 7 over 4. And if you was to do this again, if we was to kind of do the inverse again, what we would do is we would again do the 4th root of 8, and then we would do it to the power of 7, so basically getting the exact same answer, which means that we have done this correctly. So to work out the 4th root of 8 to the power of 7 in the form of 8 to the power of n is 8 to the power of 7 over 4. So that's how you solve this example. Now we're going to quickly go through example 8, which is to write the number square root of 8 in the form of 2 to the power of n. Again, I want you guys to pause this video and have a go, and when you're ready you can press play. Alright guys, hope you guys have tried it out. So here is the answer. So the way you do it is you basically just have to know the square root of 8. You have to kind of make it into two different numbers. Square root of 8 can be square root of 4 times 2. And then you basically separate those two into square root of 4 times square root of 2, and 2 to the power of 1 times 2.5 to 2 to the power of 3 over 2. You can do more examples later on. So that was the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Just as an overview, we have learned the rules of zero, negative, and fractional indices, and we were also able to identify the different types of problems involving indices and powers. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the School Station for more free science and maths videos. I know we went through a variety of examples, but the best thing to do is to just keep practicing. Bye guys!